everybody. It's
All
your
right.
girl Rachel with What's Up Dallas Magazine. I have special guest Jamie in the house. How are you, sir?
I'm all right. I'm all right. Thank you for having me on a Monday afternoon. How's everybody going? How's everybody doing out there?
Everybody's doing great. Over here, Lake Highlands area, everything is pretty sunny and clear outside, so we're good.
Hey, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, so I want to talk about your show. It's called Beyond the Game, correct?
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So Beyond the Game is a sports show. I talk about basketball, football, and baseball. So basically, break it down basketball, and football from an athlete's perspective. I'm an athlete, so I break down what the athletes, not the athlete itself, but the games itself, and show the viewers of hey, it's not one individual uh, player that's causing causing the issue on the court or on the field is a team aspect. So it's the whole entire team that comes together, and I give you an overall description about that. Um, I don't really talk about baseball as much, but I recently just talked about the Rangers' success, just in my little 5 to 10 minute snippet of it when they were making their World Series run. Um, you know, you know, I'll get into those things like that. But other than that, I use baseball as a platform for other guests to come in and talk about baseball in a whole sense because I kind of know baseball, but I'm learning all the shifts and the breakdowns and all that stuff. But I can teach you basketball and football all day long.
That's
So my
amazing.
show is all about that.
That's amazing. And can you tell our followers where they can find you on social media?
Yes, ma'am. They can follow me at Jamie Egenti. That's Jamie I know the last name is kind of foreign, but that's where they can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, uh, what else? Twitch, Snapchat, whatever the snippet is always going to be my first name and last name, and follow me there. And then I always post quality content on there, more sportsy content. All I say.
That's amazing. Now, I kind of want to get to the backgrounds of why you started the podcast. Obviously, it's to talk about sports, but
Yes, ma'am.
your passion for the sports is why you talk about it. So,
Yes.
mhm,
I'm sorry. So I've been listening to the radio for a long time. I started with listening to Top 40 radio, and then the podcast came in. The podcast listening came in back in 2015. And I started to listen to a bunch of podcasters and started to listen to them more. Listen to sports announcers, sports analysts, sports everything. So
mhm,
I listen to those guys do their thing on a consistent basis, and even still to this day. And I said, you know what? Maybe I should start a podcast because I want to reach the viewers of what they're missing as far as analysts saying, hey, Anthony Davis is the main problem, the reason why the Lakers suck, right? That's not the reason why. Um, that's not the reason why.
right.
So so in 20 and during the pandemic year, obviously I was at home and I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do, right?
Mm,
I've been working a lot of mediocre jobs for years. So I say, you know what? Let me take a sports broadcasting class. Let me see where it goes. And, I called a bunch of podcasting places and where I could record a podcast at. And, I found one that was close to me actually. And I said, you know what? Let me just start this journey
mhm,
and, start educating the audience of what the studio athlete is seeing. So I'm the athlete. So the athlete has to see what 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 they're seeing.
mhm,
So so
absolutely.
that's how I got started. Was it? I'm still growing in it and all that stuff. It's been like a year and a half. So
So when you started this podcast, was it kind of something that was out of your comfort zone, or did you feel like it was really natural for you to transition to a podcast?
It was really out of my comfort zone because I didn't know what to talk about. Obviously in the podcast, you got to keep talking. You got to have words to you got to have words to say. You got to have words to educate the audience of
Hmm.
what you're talking about. So it was a little nerve wracking at first, and then once I started to grow after the 10th episode, I said, okay, I got to hang with this. And now I still struggle. I still struggle with some words and all that stuff, and I get on little tangents, but I try to make it, fun and engaging, and try to make it more professional than it should be. So,
Right.
it was little uncomfortable moments, and um, you know, growing out of them.
That's good. That's good. I'm glad that your following is getting there and that everybody's really like starting to resonate with you. That's good. I love that for you. I would
Yes,
like
thank
to,
you, thank you, thank you.
you're welcome. I would like to ask you, you know how a lot of sports talk shows, they talk about like the players and what they
Hmm.
did wrong and what they didn't do and like the statistics and all that. You do all
Yes,
that
yes, ma'am.
too? You do all of that?
Um, not like the statistics stuff, but not the individual player. I just talk about the team as a whole. So like
Mhm.
the reason why I can give you an example. The reason why the Spurs are on their 14 game losing streak is because uh, is because they they have no identity. And it's
Mhm.
the same thing like last year. You got to have an identity to perform on the court, to have winning success. And right now, we don't have that identity. And so I'm not those sports analysts where they were like, oh, Anthony Davis caused the Lakers to lose, or
Right.
Wimby's not playing a lot of games. That's why the Spurs are losing. Not the case. Not the
Mhm.
case. It's a whole. It's a whole. Everybody talks about the team aspect in the locker room and on the field. It's about the team. Everybody
Mhm.
talks about it. And so I don't pinpoint one person out. Now, as far as stats, I don't get deeper into stats unless I find it what's it called? I find it interesting. I
Mhm.
find it interesting to have, stats. So I just get into the box score and I just say, hey, the reason why this person had 26 points is because they got to their spot. The reason why they
Mhm.
they threw three touchdown passes is because the communication to quarterback and wide receiver. So
Okay, I got you. I understand that. Now, my next
yes,
question is, do you focus on national teams only or international, or are you wanting to have local teams on your
I
show?
focus. I focus more on national and local teams. International's coming soon.
Mhm.
Once I get the gist of that, but for now, I'm focused on national and what's that called? National and local teams.
Right,
So,
like
but
regional areas.
yes, I don't really talk about the Mavericks as much because I'm not a Mavs fan. I talk about the Spurs because I've been a Spurs fan since 2000. So, so I might as well talk about the Spurs and in this area since no one else is going to talk about the Spurs in this area than me. So
Yeah, I
I
will
say
forgive
say.
you for that. I will forgive you for that. I love the Mavericks. It's
I,
always gonna be my team, but I'll forgive you. It's okay. It's
I,
perfectly
I
fine.
know about the Mavericks. I said on the Mavericks. I said they have to be during the season. I can
Mhm.
give you an update on the Mavericks right now. The Mavericks are in their they're doing okay, but again, Jason Kidd has to his rotations are off,
Mhm.
and so as you see on the court, or anybody has told you, hey, you know, Luca and Kyrie work well together, but yet it's like Kyrie can have one week of playing well, Luca can have another week of playing well as well. They both can't play well the same game. And
Right.
that's what these teams are trying to figure are noticing. They're saying, "Hey, Luca goes for 30. Kyrie may get 17 or something like that.
Mhm.
Still a good game for Kyrie and all that. but it's a week by week basis with the match. So Kyrie can get his, Luka can get his, and anything else, everybody else is just role players. Whatever they feel on the court, like Tim Hardaway Jr. shoots threes, they're not using him properly. By the way, Grant Williams can. The only physical player on the team is Grant Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Like he can, body up the best players in the game. And so that's what Jason Kidd struggles with. He struggles with rotational, struggles with what fits best on the court right now between Kyrie and Luka. Do you bring Luka off? Sorry, not bring Luka off the bench, but do you keep Luka in the game and put Kyrie on the bench, or Kyrie comes in for Luka? Stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that,
Right.
it's a fixable thing, but Jason Kidd has not done that yet, and I
Mm-hmm.
hope he does. I hope he gets it together soon.
Right. And I will ask you this one question because I have a friend who's
Mhm.
is WNBA Hall of Famer. And
WNBA?
yes. And I was going to ask you, do you
Yes.
also talk about women's basketball as much as you do men's basketball or
Yes. 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 Now, yes, I talk about women's basketball as an overall sense. So there's only 12 teams in the league. I wish there was more. I just
Mhm,
I Here's the thing. Here's what I'll say about the WNBA. The WNBA is in a good place, but there is holes that need to be fixed. Right now, they need to add teams. They need to add
mhm,
players to their
mhm,
to their respectable teams. Add players to expand the roster. The NBA. I was on the podcast last week, and I told the person, "Hey, the WNBA needs to expand like the NBA. The NBA roster has 15 players on there.
mhm.
They need to do that instead of putting players on hardship contracts for like a week, and then they play one game a week, and then you tell them to leave. That doesn't make sense.
Mhm.
Just expand the roster, and that way you have more depth.
Right.
Every team has more depth. Like for example, the Aces use 6 players
Mhm.
the whole entire final. Well, actually, yeah, the whole entire finals they use 6 players. 2 players were
Right.
hurt in Game 4,
Mhm.
so they had so it was more AJ Wilson dominating.
Mhm.
But AJ Wilson has the stamina to last forever. She doesn't play international basketball. She doesn't do anything like that. She just rests her body for like the 8 to 9 months and to prepare for the next WNBA season. And
Right.
so, and so, contrary to say, the WNBA ownership and the commissioners, whoever works in the commissioner office, need to do better in putting teams out there and players out there. You
Mm.
know, I would say, have a players league like something like a G League, right? During the summer, because the summer is very light. You can add another league in the summer instead of
Mhm.
in the fall. There's a lot going on. There are people watching football, basketball, world, baseball, whatever that may be. But have a G League women's style like that. Now, teams wise, there's 50 states. You
Mhm.
can't tell me there's only 12 teams. Every team every state has a team.
Right.
You can't tell me that. In order to grow the sport, to grow the game, to grow the
Right.
league, you got
Right.
to add teams. You got to
Mhm.
add teams in Louisiana. You got to add teams in Florida. You got to add teams in, well, might even add a team in here.
Right.
And so you got to be proactive in adding teams. Players don't want to see. We don't want to play AJ Wilson twice in one week. We don't
Yes.
want to play against Mark because you already know what their strengths are, and
Mm.
then you're not going to you're going to find different ways to fix
Mm.
that. I'm sorry, not to fix that, but to stop that. And
Right.
so we don't want to see that, and it will only keep the WNBA at a minimum. You're trying to
Mhm.
go higher. You try to go higher. You try to be better than these other leagues out there. And right now, they're not addressing that.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one too. Because the athlete I'm talking about is Andrea
Mm.
Riley. Are you familiar with her?
Hey, yes, yes. I heard her name. I don't know her, but I know the name.
She is so passionate about the WNBA needing more teams. She says,
Yes,
like, the NBA, she says those guys got talent, they can dunk, they can do all this kind of stuff. But for the
absolutely.
WNBA, the things that we need is more teams. She said more teams, because if you have more teams, then you would have a longer season. Then you have a lot more
Yes,
options.
of
You have a lot more
course,
support. She
of
said that
course.
she feels like the WNBA also needs to um basically pay the players better, because
Yeah,
those
for
women are
sure,
going through their they're going through their like physical endurance, playing the game,
for
raising
sure,
family, training.
for sure.
And I was like, wow, girl, like, girl, preach it. Come on. Like I was all
It's the
about it.
truth. It's the truth. It's the truth. And
Mhm,
and what once you fix that,
mhm,
then people will start being. You'll have more former players
mhm,
invested.
mhm.
Like LeBron James this year just became a billionaire.
Right.
Okay, and so something like that paid the players to
Mhm,
get going.
mhm,
And so I mean, it's that simple. And you notice what you don't see more former players in the WNBA. You don't see that.
mhm.
Now they had to convince Cheryl Swoops because she's left the game for like 7 years. They just convinced her like last year. Hey, can you do it through ESPN games? Can you do a podcast at Women's Basketball? She said somebody showed her the blueprint of that. Somebody showed
Right.
her the blueprint of that, and she got involved. And so you don't see Candace Parker investing in the WNBA. She's still playing, but she doesn't talk about the WNBA games.
Right.
She's on the NBA top telecast. Swin Cash is another one. Swin
Mhm,
Cash is what works in New Orleans telecast office. Teresa Wells, I'm glad she got the too late overdue of getting a head coaching job, but she got one in Chicago. I'm
mhm.
happy for her. She worked in the NBA. Becky Hammond worked in the NBA. So
Right.
these ladies had worked that played in the WNBA, worked in the NBA, had to go back to the WNBA. I mean, it works out well, but you want to see more WNBA players or coaches stay in the WNBA in some capacity.
Right, right. Because that's their passion, that's their love, that's where they
Of
started.
course, of
I
course. So
agree with that. I agree with that. I mean, why not, keep them in their element, something that they know so well. I mean, NBA, yeah, basketball is
absolutely.
basketball still, but
Mhm,
women's basketball
mhm.
has so many different aspects
Of
to it
course.
that,
Mhm.
men's basketball doesn't have. And I agree with you 100%. Just
I'm
saying.
telling you. Well, at least I have a supporter then.
Yes, I do agree with you with that. I
I
mean, but
appreciate
I
that.
guess sometimes they really just make their money wherever they can make it. I understand that too, because
It's not a lot of
after
money.
all.
It's not a lot of money. The money is invested in the TV, and it's great to have it, but at the same time, put it in the players'
Yeah.
hands, and show more games. Show more games. Don't go one a week and show more games. The NBA on ESPN is notorious for this. They show like four. Yes, every day there's a game on TV from Monday through Sunday. Every day, whether it's on TNT or ESPN, every day there's a game on TV. The WNBA has that, but yet you got to go on the internet to go watch it. I mean, it's not a
Mhm.
bad option, but
Yeah.
come on now, come on now. If you want to really expand your reach, you got to have a game on every single day during the summer.
And we talked about that too. More airtime for the
Mhm.
WNBA.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
more crowd support, more people to come out, watch them play, some people to watch them support. I mean,
absolutely.
there's so many different topics we went into. I encourage you to go research on
I
my
will.
YouTube channel, Andrea Riley's interview. It's amazing. She's a phenomenal woman. I love her.
I'll
And
definitely, I'll go. I'll definitely do that.
I really am enjoying our interview too. I mean, I know just like the connection kind of started a little bit like, here and there, but we got this. We got it.
We got this. We got this. We're working together. I love it.
That's amazing. I also would like
Thank
to
you.
connect you with
Thank you.
some local some local sports games that are going on in like Duncanville and all that kind of stuff. They actually have a
Okay.
competition, I think, that
Mm,
I got connected
okay.
with a couple weeks ago. So I'll connect you with those people as well.
I
So
appreciate that, Rachel. Thank you.
you're very welcome. I'm all about connecting the dots and bringing positive light to everything we do. So,
Hey.
but for our people, we
Mm.
want to know these people, this audience, they want to know how long ago did
Uh,
you get started in basketball?
how long ago?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Tell
I
me your
started
story.
my story. Okay. I started playing when I was 12 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I went to the Mavericks camp. You know, at the time, horrible camp, horrible camp. I would say. I mean, that's where I first started. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then I got my first love of basketball. I met Hubert Davis, by the way. So Hubert Davis, coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels. I met him when he was playing. I think he was in the tail end of his career. So I met him.
Right.
I met him in 2000. So it was pretty good. But nonetheless, I started at 12 years old. I did the middle school route. I did the high school route. My first and last love in basketball. Well, actually, I still love it to this day. I kept up with it at 15 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I was playing football freshman year,
Mm-hmm.
and I finished out the season, but basketball came calling to me.
Mm-hmm.
At Fast forward to 3 years later, at 18 years old, I wanted to. I tried to. I was hesitant to ask coach, "Hey, can I play on the football team?" Yeah, this is my senior year of high school. Can I play on
Right.
the football team? I didn't ask. I was nervous. I was right there at the office. Like I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to step in. He was right there. He talking to somebody. He was right there. So I almost did it. I said, you know what, basketball. I love basketball.
Mm-hmm.
So I kept up with basketball. In 2006, I was district 5-5 MVP for our district. Um, didn't get a lot of offers coming out. I went to junior college route. Went to North Lake
Right.
in Irving. Won the 2008 champ. I was part of that team 2008 when we won the junior college championship.
Mm-hmm.
In 2010, that turned into UNT. When I went to UNT, I tried out, but I didn't make it the first year. Then the second year, funny and oddly enough, I was playing against one of their players in a pickup game. We
Mm-hmm.
both went up. I hit his arm hard. It wasn't that hard. He still made the layup, but I hit his arm hard. And then the next day, they announced he's out for the season because of me. I'm
Oh
like,
no. Huh?
and I made this, and and I made the team. I made the team because of it. I made
Oh,
the team, and so I made the team, and I was part of the 2010 Sun Belt Championship team. Sun Belt long ago was a conference,
mm-hmm.
and so made that. 2011 came, graduated, all that stuff, and basketball. Did a few little tryouts here and there. Uh, Still getting after it and all that stuff. Still love the game. Still go out there and practice it and all that stuff. But I haven't quit on it yet. So I'm still working on the basketball stuff. Still watching the games as I always do and all that stuff. So
Right.
but for me, I'm still working on my basketball skill.
That's
still,
okay.
I still get people, emailing me, text messaging, not text, well, actually text messaging, emailing me, say, hey, would you like to come play and all that stuff. To this day, yes, to this day, and I always balance my work schedule between work and playing, and I
Mhm.
want to play more than I want to work. So because I have that skill, I love the game.
Absolutely. Well, I get it. I understand. If you
Mhm.
love something, you're
Yeah.
passionate about it. That's why you have the talk show. It's your way of showing your
So
passion
you're
for the
passionate about,
game.
mhm.
Yes.
Passionate about the
So,
sport.
Absolutely. So my next question is for you.
Yes.
We have a very young audience that still watches our YouTube.
Okay.
Young sports stars and athletes out
Mhm.
there. So if you
Okay.
could say something to them to inspire them on their journey, what would you tell them?
Oh man. Um, don't quit. Set your priorities in order. Just have your priorities in order first. Go after them. Find your passion. Like I told a kid like 2 weeks ago, I said he quit basketball because he didn't feel like playing anymore. He didn't feel like playing against competition. I just told him find your passion. He's a 12-year-old kid, good player. Find your passion. Um, I would just say like set your boundaries in whatever you do. And if someone tells you no, there's always a plan. There's always a yes. So always be that convincing person to say, hey, I got this. Don't let anyone tell you, hey, no, no, because no can turn into a yes.
Hmm.
I had people told me no in my life, and I had to convince and show them the blueprints. And I'm still getting notes this day, but yeses are coming. So stay up with it. Don't give up. Don't focus on society that says, hey, you know, this is not for you. Everything everything is for you. I believe that. There's always there's always loopholes to go through.
Hmm.
Make sure you attack them head on. Make sure you attack it and always be on a swivel. Be on a swivel. Don't lose track of what you're going for.
Love that. I love that. I know a lot of young talents out there are really going to be listening to this. Um,
Oh man.
we
Oh
actually
man. I
have a
don't know
lot of
if I'm
school
the right
districts
person.
that yeah, we actually have a lot of school districts that actually watch our channel. So,
Awesome.
um,
Awesome.
yes. So,
Awesome. Well, tell them don't
mhm.
quit.
I'm gonna throw in a bonus question for you.
Sure.
If you could interview any sports star on your show, who do you want?
Ah, man, there's a lot of people. Oh my gosh, that is a tough question, Rachel. Oh my
Make
gosh.
it easy on you.
Yeah, yeah. I know. Oh man, there's a lot of people. Right now, there's a lot of people, but I will. The one person I would like to interview that doesn't do a lot of them,
Hmm.
but he's so open. I would do LeBron.
Ron.
I want because the thing about it is LeBron is always that professional player,
Mhm.
professional athlete, professional person that keeps his head straight on the prizes.
Right.
Everybody can clown him clown him as the GOAT. Everybody can say, hey, you know, you're terrible for our kids and all that stuff. But he just takes that negative energy, it turns into I'm the best player in the world. Like right
Mhm.
now, the man is average. I think he's averaging 26 points a game at age 37. Well, no, sorry, 38. And so I want to know why. I want to know how do you block out those noises? How do you block out those noises? And also, I want to know what happened on Saturday night.
Okay.
That's what I want to know. But tell me in a sense. Tell me in a sense that be honest and say, hey, what did he say to you? What happened
Mhm.
in that sense? But nonetheless, I want to talk to him about how he blocks out the negative noise and how he's able to evolve his game to the next
Right.
level. Because
Right.
these teams in the NBA, Rachel,
Hmm.
they're not focused. That you shouldn't be focusing on the 38-year-old man to lead your team. It should be the young ones, like 30s on down. I had a conversation with somebody. Well, actually, I had a conversation last year with somebody on my podcast, and we talked about the players players in the NBA that are passionate about the game. I'm going to throw you out Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards of the Minnesota Timberwolves is the last passionate player in this era, this young era, that is passionate about the game. Goes around his business.
Mm-hmm.
That's the last NBA player. All these other players, they'll show you 20 points every now and then, but the
Mm-hmm.
next game is going to be different. So
Right.
it's not consistent. Anthony Edwards keeps it consistent. So does LeBron.
Yeah.
So that's
So,
number one athlete I want to see.
mhm. So I was gonna say, so basically LeBron James is like the Peyton Manning, of football, right? Because Peyton Manning, don't
Yes.
get me wrong, Peyton Manning, he was so respected because he was an older quarterback. He was up in his age there too, but everybody looked up to him because he had so much passion and so much leadership. So LeBron James to basketball as Peyton Manning was to football. Is that right?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
All right.
ma'am.
I'm just gonna throw that out there because I have a lot of respect for Peyton Manning too. That was my guy. I love the
That was your
Cowboys, but
guy?
I still love Peyton Manning. I feel like he was one of the best quarterbacks that I know. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. So let me ask you this. So would you trade Peyton Manning for Dak right now? If we're the Cowboys, right? We're
Mhm.
so passionate about our team. Would you trade Peyton Manning for Dak right now? Right
Um,
now, because
I
right now.
I always love my Cowboys. Don't get me wrong. I always love my Cowboys. No matter what
Okay.
happens, I still love my Cowboys. But if I could
Okay.
interview Peyton Manning on his mindset as a quarterback in the game, I would love to interview him. But I would love to
Okay.
interview Dak. But I love Peyton Manning's style. Like even though he wasn't with the Cowboys, I still respected him when he played. I still watched him when he played because he had a way of reading like the defense was about to do before he made his
Right.
call. And
Right.
I watched that and I was like, I know you're not a Cowboys quarterback, but I mean, I'm still gonna watch you play. This is amazing, you know? So
Right.
hopefully I answered that fairly enough.
You
I would
did.
like,
You did. You
yeah.
did. You did. I like the way I like that answer. I like that answer. That was pretty good.
I had to answer it with some kind of eloquence without insulting my Cowboys fans because I'm not going to insult my Cowboys fans because I love them. We are all family, but I still have respect for Peyton Manning overall. He's really amazing person. So,
Okay.
okay. So our
Okay. I
interview
like
is
that.
about to end. Gosh, I feel like I could talk to you
Man,
forever.
gosh. Yeah, we got a lot. We got a lot to talk about, but I saw that time. I was like, man,
Yeah.
this is crazy.
It's perfectly
Oh my
okay. But
gosh.
we'll follow up with another interview. Maybe I'll be on your talk show this time. So
Hey, you're free anytime. You're free anytime, so
awesome.
come through.
For our followers out there, you tell them one more time what your social media is and how they can find you.
So followers of Rachel, you can find me at Jamie Egenti. That is Jamie Egenti Egenti. And also I have a group page on Facebook as well. So I will tag that on to my potential website that is coming through this month. So I want to add that in. So Jamie Egenti, Jamie Egenti Egenti. Follow me on all social medias.
That sounds
All the
great.
same. All the same.
Yeah, please, please, you're a sports fan. Y'all really got to hear his show. He's really got this thing going on. So I know
I
we could
tried to
say
at
we could
least.
talk all day long about sports and all the logistics and everything about it, but one thing's for sure, we're just trying to bring positivity back to DFW. So go follow
We
Jamie.
need it.
Go
We
follow
need it.
me. Yes, yes, we do. Go follow us everywhere. What's Up Dallas Magazine, all over social media. Beyond the Game, right over there with Jamie. He's really representing. So thank you all for watching. I appreciate you.
Thank you